Early today, mate.
I know.
They were like, it's like the time it should come out.
Well, it hasn't come out yet. Don't know.
Well,
Anything could happen.
Yeah, the internet could fall off, or someone could come through the window, or someone could have a fight outside. All of those things have pretty much happened so far, haven't they?
It feels later in the day though. That if it's because you got the tunes going early today, you know, it's normally a Friday afternoon thing, but we were right amongst them this morning, weren't we? Right at them.
10:30, whacked a bit of cooler shaker on. we like a bit of a 90s indie vibe on a Friday in here.
Yeah.
So we're getting into it. We just watched Jürgen Klopp's press conference. Fairly quick. He just rattled through it. So let's rattle through what he said.
Okay.
He was talking about Benteke. He was asked about Benteke. Obviously, he's struggling in front of goal at the moment, but nevertheless, still the club's top scorer with 7.
I hadn't realised how long it's been since he scored. It's like 12 without now, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's crept up really.
He is struggling, and Klopp said it isn't the easiest period of his career, but it's a bigger problem if he's not getting the chances.
It's an old Liverpool one, isn't it?
That old chestnut.
It's an old Liverpool one. No.
He says, I've talked to him a few times, I've given him some advice as a coach and as a human being. He's trying to come back to an easy moment, which I think by that he's saying he's obviously stressed out by it. He's not playing his natural game. He did also say if a striker doesn't score enough, it's only interesting if others don't score as well, which he's got a point, hasn't he? I mean, I thought it'd be interesting to just take a look at the top scorers so far this season. So Benteke on 7, Coutinho on 6, Sturridge on 4, Lallana on 4, Origi on 4, Milner on 4, and Ivan Ings on 3. It's not great, is it?
No, it's not. And he's right. If there was other people scoring, you probably wouldn't be talking about it, and then he wouldn't be thinking about it as much. So he'd have probably knocked a couple in just because he was a bit more relaxed and less stressed out about it. Because the onus has been very much on him because we've had no other strikers fit. You know, it gets worse, doesn't it? It gets worse in your head, and people are focusing on it more, and people are getting stressed. I mean, Klopp said he thought the Benteke-Sturridge partnership had a lot of promise, and I'd agree with them. I think they did work quite well together.
They looked interesting.
They looked like they wanted to work together, which is, a start. Sometimes you'll see two lads up front, and they look like they're either competing with each other or getting in each other's way. But them two look like they wanted to play together and they wanted to link up. So I think just having Sturridge back would help him. And
they seem to naturally go in different areas as well, don't they? I mean, even though he seemed like he told Sturridge to almost go out wide. Sturridge seemed to naturally drift to where he normally would as a 9 sort of thing. And Benteke always drops, doesn't he? He always goes to the edge of the box. So it seems naturally that they're going in different places, like you say. I mean, what else did he say?
He said he won't be seeing too much of the 44, didn't he? Which is like, I mean, because it was kind of a bit ridiculous having all of them on the pitch, and I think we made us a little bit disjointed. But he just wants to win it in 90, didn't he? So you understand that. So I don't think we're going to be saying the three of them with Origi and also Jordan Ive on the pitch at all. Jordan Ive asking to tuck it into a central midfield position almost, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you might see a bit more of Sturridge and Benteke, which would be interesting.
It was interesting as well that he mentioned that about, we're not going to go with that formation again. I was just trying to win a cup game. He also talked about sort of the style of play still not being tuned, still not really arriving at a formation that they're really happy with, because he just hasn't had the choice of players. He's now getting a lot of players back. But he was basically saying, players haven't played together, they're now getting a couple of days training, which is great. But he used the phrase, the style of play is not tuned, which when you're in February isn't great when the season ends in May.
No,
it's been a strange season.
It's been a funny season. Yeah, he's had no time to work with the players and all the things that we've been saying. That he might feel like he's got a little bit more time now. There's a week between the Augsburg game, which is a nice period for him to work with the players with the League Cup final coming up, and that's what we were talking on the City Talk show last night. Is what you'd like to see between now and the end of the season in terms of the league form is some really good wins, getting a good winning run on the tables, but also kind of starting to develop what we'd like to see from this Liverpool team looking forward. And that's what we got in Brendan Rodgers' first season, wasn't it? Which is what we mentioned on the City Talk show last night. You started to get excited going into the summer, even though the league position wasn't great. We finished 7th. You could see the style of play developing. You could see how he wants to play, and that was the kind of really the benchmark or the launch pad for what happened next season, and that's what you want to see between now and the end of the season. So hopefully with a little bit more time with the players and with more players back, we'll start to see that.
Yeah, he was asked briefly about the ticket thing. He just said FSG have shown that they care about the supporters and they got a clear sign from supporters by what they did. I don't think we need to go any more into that. Haven't talked to every form of media in the world about it. He was asked about Firmino, showing a bit more consistency now. He won Player of the Month and stuff. He just said again, he's a good player, no doubt about it. He's more stable now, there's more consistency in his performances. He again mentioned the formation and said, we've got 4 strikers now and we have to find a stable formation so that we're always creating chances. Coutinho, we was asked about him as well. Obviously, he's back in the side. It was quite a nice line about him. He said it was one of the smartest free kicks in football history.
Bloody hell.
And he said it was cool. And he said not too many teams. There's not too many teams in the world where Coutinho wouldn't play for them. He says he's always someone who can make a difference. I really like the free kick.
Yeah.
I just thought it was inventive. It was something different. And when you've been watching Albi Moreno blam them into the wall, or Enrique coming on as a sub, running the length of the pitch and just ballooning or whatever,
Some bad free kicks this season.
It's been awful, hasn't it? So it was nice to see little Phil do that. That's right.
Don't worry, lads.
I'm here. It was right up there with the Aspas corner, yeah. So nice one, Enrique. What else was he asked about? Brad Smith's injured, not available for selection. Joe Allen's still out for a while. He said that's a muscle thing. Dejan Lovren's still out. A strange feeling in the muscle, he said, of him.
I've had some of them.
Not serious, but he won't be ready for Villa. Skirtle's back in training, but needs time. Stephen Corker had a back problem. He trained yesterday. He's available for Villa.
Yeah.
Cameron Brannigan said it was funny about Brannigan. He says he's been ill. He said he's ill, like children get ill, which quite like that he's referring to him as a kid. And he says what he was. It sounds like he was either it was coming out of one end or the other or both. Because he says he's lost 2 to 3 kilos, and he said when he saw him at Melwood, he thought we have to feed him. You know what was strange, Gibbo, I thought? There was a question from the floor in the press conference. And it was so, I know why they do it, but I mean, it was sort of bigging up Villa a little bit, saying, they're starting to keep things tight and, that far adrift at the bottom, whereas it's 16 points from 25 games. That they've got, nothing to lose. They can go, all this sort of bigging them up. And Klopp just basically said,
do a shit.
He did basically. He sort of said, well, look where we are at the table. Look where they are, and that's no coincidence. And thought, so after that sort of line of questioning, I went and had a look. Their record in 2016, since the turn of the year, played 9, won 3, drawn 3, lost 3. One of the wins and one of the draws are against Wickham in the FA Cup. So it's not great.
No.
It doesn't really seem like there's a lot to fear. Have you seen Gabby Agbongalor lately?
No, I haven't. How is he?
I think he's been going to chippy a bit.
Is he heavy?
He looks great. He used to be rapid, didn't he? That was what he was about. I saw him on the telly the other day. I mean, I'm no figure of human fitness or anything, but I'm not running around.
I could even get on the Cameron Brannigan diet.
I'm not asked to run 10 miles for 90 minutes or whatever they do. He's looking a big lad these days. He's probably going to bang one in now. I'm probably wrong, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about Sunday?
I think we'll win. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. It'll be interesting to see who he plays, obviously, with the performance on Tuesday and the centre-halves. One's interesting as well. Will he bring Corker in or will he go for kind of who did well? I think it'll be interesting to see who he goes with, but he's got good options, I think. I'd quite like to see a front three of Coutinho, Firmino and Sturridge. I think that sounds pretty sexy to me, and I don't think they'll be able to cope with that.
Okay, last of all, we got a letter with a nice Paul Newman stamp on. Look at that belter. It's from Evan White in Philadelphia. He wrote in from when we said ages ago he can write in and we'll send you some stickers. So Evan, we'll post that out, mate. I don't know whether those stickers are enough postage.
I don't even know if that's a real stamp.
I don't know, yeah.
Paul Newman.
They might just be black ones.
Is he like the Queen in America?
Non-machinable surcharge.
Sound. If it doesn't get there...
I don't know. I'll put it in the post, mate. Let's see what happens. If anyone else wants some of them, those lovely stickers, as we said on a previous occasion, if you send in a letter with a stamped letter inside, so we can send it back to you, because we're not made of money, you know what I mean. The address is the Anfield Wrap Office, 63 MPAC, MPAC, 1-27 Bridport Street, Liverpool, L3 5QF. I think that's right.
Matt's going to stick it in the
Matt will do something on the screen so you can see that. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you on Monday for another one of these.
Up the Reds.